for being this late, but we will rectify this next game.
Yeah, I mean, if the other team's okay with it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they started 10 minutes late, so they should lose one ban.
Yeah. True. All right, I have gone live. So, hello to anyone who has joined from the very beginning, has been waiting for this game. We apologize for any of the for all of the delays, but we are here now. We are playing, and we are ready to go.
Let me make sure everything is good. Okay. The pick ban is not showing up on the stream.
It is not.
But
no,
so these teams already did their pick bans. I'm not sure what the order of their picks were, but this is definitely where these champions are going to go. So it looks like we have Ornn, Zach, Galio so far for Nono Square, and Mordekaiser, Sejuani, Renekton. Interesting. For Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimmsdale Dimmadomes. I think these are some interesting top sides. Hi, Darkly. See you in the chat there. I like Nono Square's draft as a starting point, but they're going to need quite a bit of damage to pull that off. I mean, yes, Ornn is like essentially an assassin in the top lane, and Galio does a decent amount of damage, but this looks like they're trying to wombo, and Galio is a lower damaged mid laner, so I think the ADC and support should be able to bring the hurt. That Kog'Maw, speaking of bringing the hurt, the Renekton mid is interesting. Oh yeah, there's the Jinx. There we go. Okay, that's exactly what they needed. That's like, yeah, wow. Okay, a lot of pressure on this Jinx late game. So, all right, here are our drafts. Now we've got it. Let me take a second to digest this. They drafted very quickly.
There's like you said, there's a lot of pressure on this Jinx to be dishing out damage. If any of these, if their Renekton's able to get in deep, able to pick off this Jinx,
there's a lot of ways to get in on that Jinx.
Yeah. I mean, you pop Mordekaiser ult on her. She doesn't have QSS. Like, oh man. I think it'll be a bloody match. I think
so too. Both of these teams have like good mid and late games. I think they like have good bridge champions. I think like Galio moving. Although I don't know. I think Nono Square really can't do anything unless they get really ahead until late game. Because like Galio's really good and makes 2v2s really good and can roam really well. But like Zach is not. Like Zach Galio is not the same 2v2 as Sejuani Renekton, right? Like no. Galio wants to move and wants to like be in the river and help their jungler, but Renekton can move too, and Renekton Sejuani is a much better 2v2 than Zach Galio.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to, I guess, the macro of each of these teams, where they're going to be going, where they're putting the emphasis, where they want to go.
Yeah, I think Galio Renekton is an interesting matchup. So I can't talk about a ton of matchups really well, other than mid lane. I think that as someone who plays an okay amount of Galio, I've never laned into Renekton. My instinct is that Renekton actually wins that lane. One of the big strengths of Galio is that he has really good early wave clear, and that he has a really short cooldown magic shield that lets him trade really well with control mages. But Renekton says, I don't give a crap about either one of those things. Like, I think, looking in the chat, that's Galio is screwed. My instinct is that this is going to be a really tough lane for Galio. I think Renekton gets on him. Even if Galio taunts him, Renekton's like, cool, I was going to do that anyway. Exactly. Renekton has good wave clear, doesn't give a damn about the magic shield, and pairs really well with Sejuani ganks. If I were Kog'Maw, I'd be terrified of Alistar. Yeah, I think that's so I mean, this 2v2...
I'd be terrified of Ornn, Zach, and Alistar if I was the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, I wonder what order they drafted in, because I think the Leona can peel and be like a protective support, but I think wants to index a little bit more into like going in and not being with Kog'Maw. So
Yeah. I mean,
I'm wondering.
Leona works very well with the Sejuani and the Renekton, you know, because they all of
Yeah.
them really just want to just go in and just throw all of their spells onto pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess Mordekaiser are kind of similar. He's kind of just walking at you.
Yeah.
So maybe the Kog'Maw was like a last second, like, oh, we need something to match this Jinx in the late game as far as damage goes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would have picked Vayne.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty good pick into this.
I think. I mean, again, I don't know what we don't know what the order of the draft is, but I think Vayne is the big brain ADC on the side of Tug Dimmadome. I don't know. All I know is come 3-4 items, it's going to be a Jinx versus Kog'Maw fight to the death, and the rest of the team is just going to have to play around them.
Exactly.
Give me 1 second to get a glass of water while we're loading in.
I gotta actually set up some stream stuff. I'm not sure if I put these names on the right sides. So as we load into here, thank you 19 steps for the Twitch Prime sub. We are very low budget here, so every penny counts. Ooh. Alright, yeah, I believe.
Alright, now we're in loading screen.
Yeah, I believe I have the names on the wrong sides. I apologize. I will be fixing that promptly.
So now we get to do all the fun stuff and look at runes and masteries and skins. Okay. Runes, pretty standard. Lethal, yeah, lethal tempo is what you run on Jinx. Yeah. Anyone have an extreme amount of mastery? No. All right, let's take a quick skin rundown.
Okay.
Gatekeeper Galio, excellent skin, fantastic. I think Odyssey Jinx is super cool too. I think Odyssey Jinx is actually the best Jinx skin. Mukau Alistar. Mukau Alistar loses a lot of value in the LBLCS because we are a league of inclusion and friendship and fun and rainbows, and you can't just spam your cowbell like that.
True.
And a huge benefit of Mukau Alistar is being able to repeat. You can't milk those and smack around a cowbell. A little bit of a flex on the Hextech Kog'Maw. All right, we get it.
I like the Renekton. I
like Renekton too.
Yeah, that's a good skin. So yeah.
I feel like the lighting in that art and the color scheme just feels a lot like Toy Story. Like I think they very intentionally like it looks like Andy's floor.
It does.
From the Toy Story movies.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, and like the back spines, I like that they're basically just like the little Lego things.
Oh yeah, or they're like what Light Bright.
Light Brights, yep.
You have a Light Bright?
Yep, I had one, or my sister had one of those growing up. But
those are that's some good stuff.
Oh yeah. So we got a long loading, which is just fine.
Yeah. I'm experimenting with standing up during this cast. I feel like it'll make me feel like I'm more like in the LCS.
I was thinking of doing that, but like I would have had to go and grab my mic stand, and it was just
yeah, no, nobody wants that.
All right.
I just sort of did it instinctively, and and now that I'm up here, and it's kind of late, you gotta stay loose, gotta stay up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
stay limber.
Yeah. I'm doing squats while I'm casting.
Get the blood
doing
flowing.
That weird stretch where you put your arms out and then you do like little tiny circles and you do bigger circles and you do big circles and you're like windmilling and then you whoop and then you go the other way.
All right. Look like we're getting a standard start out of both teams here. Not really looking to.
I mean, both these teams have like
no level 1.
Whatever level 1s.
Yeah.
Like nobody's got like. Nobody's got that 1 point in one ability that's gonna screw an entire team like you want in a level 1. Oh, there's a cat. You know what? There's the cowbell. If you're gonna buy that skin, you get to cowbell a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
Indeed. All right.
Any interesting rune starts? Nope. Or item starts? No. All right, well, I guess everyone's playing regular, which is boring. TP's on mid and top, both sides. Honestly, I see the appeal in the TP on the Renekton. I would take Ignite. That's your opening. Like their one opening is to just smash through mid early. Otherwise, they're just gonna kind of be scaling. Oh, he's got a little chroma on Renekton.
Oh wow! Oh,
It's nice.
Very nice. Yeah. The only thing I could think of as far as teleport versus ignite on the Renekton is just to maybe try and match the Galio whenever he's roaming bot or top.
That's true.
But I mean, I guess that comes down to just individual preference on which one would whatever.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think especially if you're playing Renekton mid, you know your top laner is gonna have TP. Like you really want it for the kill pressure.
Yeah.
So everything pretty standard so far. Sejuani and Zac both starting bot. Sejuani's clear a little bit faster than Zac's. Nice play from Galio, getting level 2 and taking a decent trade, but Glitty levels up, and we're all back to where we were. Now, Glitty used its pot very early, and that's actually, if I'm Galio, I'm pretty excited about that. I love burning early pots. It feels good. Hits another Q. Both junglers pretty content to farm right now. We could look for... I wouldn't be surprised if Zac starts pathing top. Looks like Mort's pushing this lane. Is getting some nice trades off on Ornn, but as you can see here, Ornn is ridiculous. Ooh, nice little combo from Glitty there. So now nobody... Okay, so nobody in the mid lane has a pot right now. So all of these trades, I mean, they both have TP, so they can like back and come back, but all these trades are for all the marbles. Like you don't get to come back from a bad trade if you're Galio now, because your shield means nothing. Renekton at least is a little bit of lifesteal, but
yeah, he's able to. He wants to go in for those trades, and I think. I mean, as we see Sejuani backing by her red, Zac's still taking the blue. We'll see what happens there, but I mean.
Yeah, surprised Sejuani didn't clear Krugs.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with jungle clears, but
Yeah,
maybe she has a plan. Renekton backing and teleporting back in mid. Came back with no pots, something to note as we're on the topic of conversation of pots. Galio looking like having a little bit of a better clear than the Renekton, able to get the lane pushed up. Looks like gonna be copying Renekton's tactic, backing and teleporting in, possibly walking. We'll see.
I think he can get a cheater recall up here. I think he can just walk back mid. I mean, I think he'll TP, but I think he can just walk if he wants.
Yeah, looks like he'll be taking. Looks like he'll be walking. As we see, Leona going in far here, going into this Jinx as Sejuani comes in. Alistar able to knock the Sejuani back, able to very well disengage.
That's what Old No Name was talking about before in the chat. This Alistar he thinks is a big brain pick, and I'm inclined to agree with him. Is able to knock back a lot of the things that Doug Dimmadome wants to do. You want to come in with Sejuani, you want to come in with Renekton, you want to walk at you at Mordekaiser. Alistar says, get out of here. Doesn't want any of it. Hates it.
Yeah, he's got his nope button.
Yep.
Now we see both junglers spying each other there at the Raptor pit on blue side. As we watch a little bit of trading happening in the top lane.
An invade.
Oh, stop the E.
Something.
Renekton E's over to try to stun him, but
forces the flash.
Yeah, very well done there.
That's nice. Nice little play there. Panther for squares. Takes a decent trade actually. Secret Asian takes the tower shot. Probably not what he wanted. An Ian.
It's a very dangerous game as we cut away. Mordekaiser's side is shield, but looks like he's going to be forced to back here. Zac coming in aggressive, not able to connect to the
auto the minion. Oh, didn't have anything to auto. Yeah. Tragic, but does create pressure. Allows Nona Square, DJ Dyson, Hooklash Thresh to shove the wave in to tower, which is what they wanted to do. Break that freeze. I said I really thought Galio was gonna have a hard time in this lane, but Downs is playing a pretty clean lane here.
I'm doing very well into this. Able to trade very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very slow start. Sejuani actually coming in here, able to come over. Galio ulting into this fight, knocking up this Leona, who might have gotten a little bit too far. Zac hopping in, forcing the Kog'Maw flashed away. Not able to get the Q off, but was able to pick up the kill onto this Leona. First blood going to this Jinx, the exact person you wanted on for this fight.
That's the best case scenario for first blood.
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see if No Squares here transfer that into a dragon. As it looks like they will be.
Yeah. Bit of a slow dragon take. Zach not an early game jungler in the sense of dragon takes, but you know, they got the kill. They got the time.
Yeah,
That's gonna be Ocean Dragon. Ocean Dragon over to No Square.
Yeah. Ocean Dragons are always good to have. It doesn't matter what comp you have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it is so good on Ornn. He doesn't have the back, so like regen, yes please. He can buy his items under tower. If I'm Ornn, I'm feeling good right now.
Oh yeah. If I'm No Squares, I'm feeling good right now. Getting the first blood onto this Jinx, getting the first dragon.
Oh, ooh, a little
here,
far maybe.
Able to come in. Renekton popping his ultimate. They're going aggressive onto this Galio. Looks like he'll be falling. Renekton able to pick up the kill here.
Yeah.
And
good.
I was gonna say, I mean, if I had to pick two champions to get kills on Dimmadome's side, it's Renekton and Kog'Maw. So this is a pretty good. Actually, probably Renekton able to go in and kill the Jinx is probably the preferred, at least at this point in the game. Person to get a kill on. Ornn ult comes out. Mordekaiser pops the ult.
With Immortal.
Very big brain play right there. You just see a little bit of trading going on. Looks like the Ornn's able to walk out. Has to force the flash from a possible kill.
Very well played from Pants.
Yeah, no kills coming out, but I mean, just able to force a flash. Yeah, very well done.
Alleviates a lot of pressure. Ornn doesn't really have kill pressure in this lane now if Pants plays it well. As long as Ornn ult is up, and you're like a third HP, there's a chance he can just kill you without any sort of interactive gameplay. You just have to flash, but that's really nice from Ward.
Yeah. Ornn still does have the teleport, so if needed, able to back teleport in, or able to stay in lane. They have the Ocean Drake. He could just regen up, as you were saying before, just buy a couple of items. We see a big wave accumulating here in the mid lane.
Yeah. I think so, and to go back to what you said, like both teams right now are kind of where they want to be, right? They want to start accelerating this Jinx because that's really their big damage threat, and they want her to get big as fast as possible so they can start team fighting because they're a huge team fight comp. On the other hand, Doug Dimmadome wants to accelerate and just snowball this Renekton because if Renekton gets huge, then Jinx can't do anything. So they have
just a little bit of a Mexican standoff here.
Yeah,
as Sejuani uses passive to try to get away. Uses the flash, getting away from this Galio. Very well done.
Galio flashes into taunt, Sedge flashes out. All square and even. But that's one of the great play that, like I was saying before though, this 2v2 of Sejuani Renekton is so strong, and you could have seen it in that, you saw it in that gank. Because Renekton stacked all 4 of Sejuani's E-stacks before she even touched Galio.
Aggressive play coming out here from the Galio. Trading coming on.
See that magic shield doesn't move, but his health bar goes down. I think this is a good pick. I think Renekton can start playing real aggressive and start calling for repeat ganks. We see Zach hovering around mid. If Zach's smart, he'll start hovering mid to counter gank because I think that Sedge should just be camping for this Renekton real hard right now.
We will see what these two teams do. 10 minutes in, 2 kills. Ocean Drake on No Square's side.
Gold dead even?
Yeah, gold is dead even. It's a close game. Back to a slow phase in this game. As both teams farming. As we look at the farm, looks like pretty even in most places. A little bit of a gold lead on this Cog, or a CS lead on this Kog'Maw, but evened out by the kill that Jinx had picked up.
Ooh, Cog misses the cannon. You hate to say it's a heartbreaker.
As an ADC main myself, it always hurts to see.
I really like the auto attacks on Odyssey Jinx.
Yeah. The only other skin I think is real good on Jinx is the Firecracker one. And it's just the sound effects for it. So good.
Yeah. The rockets. Yeah, so
Zach coming in. Able to get
TP in.
the teleport coming in from Renekton.
Here comes Renekton. And here comes Galio.
Yeah, Galio coming in as well. Big fight coming out here. Leona
Leo
lands onto a bunch of people. As we see Zac falling low. Passive pop for him. Kog'Maw getting a good amount of damage down. He's falling low. He's got to play careful here. Renekton, however, huge. Has his passive stacked all the way up. Zac seems to fall to this Renekton here. Both teams want to walk away from this. The same thing happens in the top lane that had happened before in the previous fight, as Ornn ults Mordekaiser ults to stop that from happening. Ornn just walks back under tower.
Glitty gets another kill. Every global used. Ornn and Mordekaiser beating the crap out of each other top lane. I think Doug Dimmadome can pick up their first dragon here if they. I don't know, actually. They might not be ready to set up for it.
Both junglers are in their bases currently, so they'll both be getting there at around the same time. We'll see what the call is here. As Sejuani is heading towards her bot side jungler, which only has wolves up, kind of leads me to believe that that's what they probably want to do. It looks like Sejuani is spotted on a ward.
Renekton's going to be able to move before Galio, and Galio's ult is down.
Ornn has the teleport up. Mordekaiser seems to have come up as well, so both of them are able to come join for this dragon fight. If there is one.
Ooh, Sejuani drops Rift Herald for pressure. Yeah. Now No Square is going to have to deal with this Rift Herald, and Red should just go to drag.
They opt to stay mid, maybe try to look for a pick there.
Ooh, Renekton. Ooh, that was a quick taunt.
It was a lot of damage coming down. Looks like they both come out even in the trade, as far as health goes.
Yeah, that was a nice trade. I will say that once Renekton gets his Bork, that's real tough for Galio.
Yeah, he's just gonna.
Galio does build health, and he's gonna be healing so much. Yeah. And there's the Bork. All right. So this is Renekton's like first big power spike. If I'm Doug Dimmadome, even if I'm Glitty, I'm saying Sedge, I want you to come to me. We're gonna kill Galio, or we're gonna just wreck him enough where we can just rotate down a dragon. Kog'Maw has Cutlass. He has a sustain. He should. Ooh, they're backing. I guess they're not gonna look for this dragon. I don't know. It looks like No Square might take a second dragon.
They're definitely posturing well for it.
Yeah.
Galio's ult is almost off, but not quite at this moment. No Squares have
started.
Zac
has no passive.
Hitting the Zac. Alistar bopping him back. Leona ult comes out onto this Alistar, able to get a stun now. Alistar pops his ultimate, cutting down damage from everyone. Is not able to flash over into the Dragon Pit as Kog'Maw comes in. Looks like they're going to be donating that over to the Kog'Maw. They say, the Renekton, you know, he has enough kills at this point. Let's start getting Kog'Maw some gold.
Yeah, do it. You got two. All right, let's not get greedy. Don't get too big for your reptilian britches. You know, our Kog'Maw should get some kills.
Yeah, Kog'Maw
comes in, shoots an R, says, "I'm helping."
I
want everyone to know that I am not selfish.
I get in on this statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
his icon pops up when the dragon gets taken.
Exactly. It's all about the recognition.
Yeah. He does it for the fans.
Yeah. We see some trading going on here in the top lane, and we see the Sejuani Renekton have been a part of all of the kills so far in Doug Dimmadome's side. Yeah. Which is, I believe, what you had predicted, was that this Sejuani Renekton, they're just going to be such a strong duo, roaming around, getting kills.
Yeah. Early mid, it's those two against the world.
Yeah, and we see the Sejuani hovering mid lane, as you said before, with the Alistar there for the counter.
And that's just like Old No Name said in the chat, like, this is Alistar's job, right? He's just going to be... He's just on his toes. He's just, you know, he's a lineman. He's just like, you're not getting past me to the quarterback, and he's just got to play that all game.
Perfect analogy.
Thank you. I was actually pretty proud of it as I was saying it. Felt good about that one.
Yeah, we see the Zac here in the top lane getting a gank to this Ornn. Mordekaiser popping the ult onto the Zac, able to dodge the Ornn ult, able to pick up a kill onto the Zac actually, as Sejuani shows up for a counter gank. Not able to pick up the kill onto the Ornn, but Mordekaiser able to turn the kill in a 2v1 situation that he turned into a 1v1. But
and I think it was really smart of him to ult the Zac. Zac is squishier, easier to kill, and doesn't have passive from that fight down bot. So if Doug Dimmadome is communicating well, then Mordekaiser knows that Zac doesn't have passive and can kill him.
Exactly. And now they're able to pick up the Rift Herald here.
And mid is low enough to crack it with a Rift Herald, which opens up the map quite a bit and lets Glitty move to side lanes.
Yeah.
Especially since his TP is about to come up. Because ideally, if you're Doug Dimmadome, you want to put your 2v2 mid to farm forever as soon as you possibly can. So I would not be surprised if they Sejuani's invading. That's actually pretty nice here too. Gets into deep vision, drop that Herald, take mid, and then just move Cog Leo mid.
Yeah, we see the Alistar and the Jinx coming up here. Jinx going on the aggressive side in the red side jungle.
Oh, they drop a top. Okay.
They drop the top. Gonna pick that up, get Mordekaiser able to roam around.
Yeah, I mean, it is more gold on Mordekaiser, who is pretty strong right now.
Yeah, they
a
are.
15 farm got a kill.
Yeah, they're definitely splitting the gold pretty evenly between this team. Giving Kog'Maw a kill, giving Mordekaiser this first turret gold. They want everyone strong. They go, at first, it might look like we want to carry with our Kog'Maw and get to our early game with this Renekton, but really we want everyone to be a part of this.
Yeah. Fatty and DJ Dice are both playing this lane quite well. They both picked up a kill. They're both happy to have picked up an early kill. You don't need it as either of those champions, but like you're always happy with all the gold you can get. You got to play super greedy for gold, and they're doing that, right? They're just like farming up. They both have the 2 highest farm totals in the game. They're fairly even with one another. It's really nice. Here's Sedge looking for another gank mid.
Yeah,
hits the old
ultimate
Galio.
able to get hit. Renekton going in, using his
Good night.
stun to keep him there, and it's just, he's gone. Deleted off the map. Able to pick up this mid turret as well.
Yeah.
Not quite yet.
Quite.
After this,
next
wave. Zac can come up and try to hold, but I don't believe he'd be able to.
No,
it's 2 hits away.
So now I'm really curious to see what their lane assignments are, because Kog'Maw should just go mid and farm with Leo, and Renekton should just sit in the side wave, and then let Sejuani come in, and they should just kill the Jinx over and over. Because if they match, if Jinx, Alistar move mid to match, then Renekton has a 1v1 and can kill Galio over and over in a side lane, and it also takes away Galio's effectiveness because he can't... Like, Galio also wants to stay mid as long as possible so he can go up or down to use his ult. But if you force him into a side lane, his early and mid-game effectiveness falls off a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. We see Leona going in aggressive here, able to land a little bit of a stun onto this Jinx, but the Alistar, again, just hits the nope button, knocks her away.
Yep. Bouncer at a club, hookless thresh. Get out of here. Goodbye.
Yeah, your ID doesn't pass. Get out of here.
Leona, only 19, cannot get into that club.
Yeah. No.
And Alistar says, "What's your address? What's your zip code?" Leona doesn't have an answer. Get out of here. I don't think he lets her keep the ID.
Probably. I feel like this cow enjoys knocking people away.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here comes nice engage from Zac Galio combo.
Yeah. You see, also coming out.
It's what the team wants to do.
The flash from the Renekton. Mordekaiser using the ult onto this Galio. He's just gonna sit on the side, try and get out as best as he can, but just chain CC comes out. I don't know if he'll be able to make it out of this one.
Yeah, he holds flash.
Picked up by the Zac.
Buys enough time for this dragon, I think. I don't think Zac.
The dragon is getting started, but a teleport is coming in from the Galio. Renekton is there at about
gotta burn this down.
a third of a health. Picked up by the Leona. Leona ult comes down onto the Jinx. Renekton's going aggressive on, forcing the flash out of the Jinx. We see Leona going low, not getting picked up quite yet. Kog'Maw in the back, not getting touched, just getting out damage. We see the Renekton and the Sejuani fall at the same time. Zac going in aggressive. Jinx picking up another kill. 2-0-2.
No.
Kog'Maw by himself gets forced to flash. Zac continuing the chase with the Alistar, but they both decide to back off for now.
Disaster for Doug Dimmadome. Jinx picks up another kill. They do get the dragon, but they did a good job of keeping Jinx in the back, just getting an attack away. Yeah, Renekton, their Fed member, already kind of low starting that fight, so.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. The Renekton goes in aggressive onto the Jinx, but is unable to pick up the kill in that fight, which is exactly what No Squares wants, right?
Yeah.
Where the Renekton goes in, but is stuck there now, basically. Especially since he was low in health, like you said. Very easy to pick up.
Yeah.
So it looks like they send the Mordekaiser into the bot lane. Which I think is a good idea, because if you're able to get the ult onto the Jinx, the bouncer can't do anything to you. But we'll see if maybe No Square switching up maybe where they're going to be sending their bot lane. Doesn't look like it as Jinx heads back to the bot lane. Zach Alistar just holding this wave. Oh, an aggressive move onto this Ornn here, as we see 3 members of Dimmadome going aggressive onto this, donating another kill to this Kog'Maw. Both these AD carries are now 2-0. Jinx going aggressive onto the Renekton. A little bit change in a little bit of role reversal there, as Leona using her ult to save the Renekton. Sejuani going in aggressive here.
There's a nice engage here.
Flashes over, gets the ult onto the Jinx. Jinx not able to do any damage. Galio picked up by this Kog'Maw. There was no damage to return there. Alistar looks like he might be picked up next, but is ultimate able to mitigate a lot of damage there. Flashes away to safety. As we see Zac dueling this Mordekaiser in the bot lane.
Yeah, Zac does not want to take that fight. And again, I feel like I'm really living up to the color casting responsibility. A lot of the things that I've talked about before, we're seeing in these fights. Like, Galio is not a huge source of damage here. So like, he can flash taunt, that's great, but if no one can follow up, he's just gonna die. And now we're getting to the setup point where it's literally just Kog'Maw versus Jinx, and it's whoever plays the other 4 people better is gonna win.
Exactly.
Kog's got a gold lead on Jinx too, and Kog'Maw but Merc Treads, I love him. That is so smart here. So smart. So now everything just seems like not really anything to fight over yet. Dragon not for a minute and a half.
Baron's still
like
a little
jungler's
bit too
just
strong.
Yeah, I don't think either team. I mean, so both teams do have a pretty quick Baron take. I think Dimmadome has a pretty quick one. So Galio pinging his ult.
A big
Galio
collapse coming
ult.
out here from this red side.
Oh,
Mordekaiser
just like
flashes in, goes onto this Jinx, and doesn't feel the need to go under the tower though. Bouncer not needed.
Yeah, bouncer not needed.
Yeah. Jinx was like...
Mord says, I don't want to go to this club anyway, you guys are lame. Your drinks are too expensive.
Ornn comes out, not able to hit, but they do Chi-Chi CC chain this Mordekaiser. The shield comes out.
He lived for a very long time.
Yeah, the shield came out, but it wasn't enough for him to pick up a kill. Everyone on No is still very healthy. As you see this turret getting burned down. Sejuani coming into the fray. Ult is not up. They do not pick up the tower. We'll see. Maybe next wave they might go for it. Good damage coming out. Zac coming in with the E. Does a little bit of damage. Galio coming in.
No,
massive
exactly
wombo combo coming in here. Oh, and it's just, that's exactly what you want to see coming out of here from this No Squares. Beautifully done. Well done. Pick up all 5 for a clean ace.
Just like they drew it up. That's exactly what you want. Alistar or Zac engages, Galio follows, and in the chaos that ensues, Jinx just spews damage. Also, I will say that Jinx now has her upgraded Molten Edge Ornn item. Very smart to upgrade her first. She's going to be a monster. She just got all those kills. How much gold does she have in inventory? Right now, she's going to get a Zeal.
They're going to pick up the dragon too. 2 towers, a dragon, and an ace. That is a massive turn for No Squares.
Honestly, I'm Jinx right now. I'm thinking about buying a BF sword and a BAM scepter and just being like, F it. I'm going to get Bloodthirster. I'm just going to pop off. Like, don't stop me. But I bet she goes for like a Phantom Dancer. Let's see. I wonder what she goes third here.
We'll see.
Essence Reaver's not terrible. I don't think.
Picks up the QSS. That's a pretty good call.
You love to see it. That's a coach's dream. You love to see it. I mean, it doesn't do any damage, so I think it's garbage, but...
The restraint shown here. Mordekaiser again getting soloed out. Ults onto this Zac. Doing a lot of damage. Might be able to pick up the kill. Looks like he will. Oh, the Zac passive is popped. The bouncer has come out and he's knocked him away, trying to keep the Zac alive, and he does, as we see the Jinx ult zoom by.
So close.
Mordekaiser
So
picked up again.
To all the coaches in the chat, just take a look at this Jinx. Execution is calling, QSS. Says, I'm fed enough, I just need to live, and I need to help my team. And you know what? God bless. But also, it's not a bloodthirster, so F. F.
Warren upgrading another item here. I'm not seeing which one it was. Maybe he was just buying his own item. I might have missed it.
Maybe.
As we see, they're now posturing to pick up this mid turret. Looks like they'll be able to pretty easily. Jinx going very aggressive.
Yeah, no, this is Dice's game now. DJ Dice just gets the pop-off show. He's just looking for a highlight reel now. I think he might get one.
Can you imagine being Jinx, being able to run straight out of Leona, Sejuani, and have no fear? Zac going in here with the Galio, another bit of a combo, knocking up this. Again, this comp is just, what is the ground? Jinx picking up another kill. 5-0-5 on this Jinx.
Tell you what though, the rest of the team was terrified of the CC, and rightfully so they all bought Merc Treads, but nobody has Ninja Tabi. There is, Sejuani has 1 cloth armor, Renekton has 1 cloth armor, like Jinx is tearing through these teams.
The damage is insane here.
So Galio's ult already a third done. No Alistar, no. Okay, good.
Yeah, this is
good restraint.
This is the second time we've seen No walk away from a ward.
Yeah.
When it's been one hit away. It's a good call. They're showing a lot of restraint this game, I will say. Between item buys and saying, I could pick this ward up, but it's safer to just able to get out right before they walk in. Right before the Leona pops the sweeper.
Tell you what, that's what we call in the biz a butthole clencher.
It is indeed.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
they're doing a death brush here.
Yeah, they're doing a trick.
Jinx, Jinx kind of alone. Sejuani has ult. Here it comes.
Ornn walks in. Sejuani ulting onto the Jinx, pops the QSS instantly, walks away with a flash. Ornn eases away. Teleport comes out from the Renekton, and they're not able to pick anything up.
So good from DJ Dice. DJ Dice says, I'm 7 minutes ahead of your game plan, and I'm gonna buy a QSS for when I get picked off, because you know what? You didn't pick me off. Too smart. He's out here playing 6th dimension Mahjong, and everyone else is playing some other game that's easier than that.
Oh, flash forward from this Galio to pick up an ult, to pick up this Mordekaiser by the looks of it. Again, getting caught out. Mordekaiser popping the ult onto the Alistar. Can't really do a lot of damage, but is able to pick up the kill anyway.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah. Renekton going pretty low. Kog'Maw, on the other hand, able to get a lot of damage down onto the Zac.
Kog'Maw says, all right, enough about Jinx. I'm here too. I got a lot of farm. I got a lot of gold. I'm going to be scary too. All right, get out of here. I will say, though, the absolute Chad move of DJ Dice to heal aggressively just so he can kill the Mordekaiser faster is just great. I love it.
Oh, it's just, that's an offensive spell now.
Oh, yeah, this guy definitely is. Shout out to Kevin has allergies. Low budget LCS sponsored by Claritin. Claritin, if you have allergies, this helps, but also makes you feel kind of weird and like excited, but also tired. Kevin gets it. Kevin understands.
Yeah. Anyone uses Claritin. Dragon coming up in 20 seconds here. Looks like Doug Dimmadome is going to be posturing around that, which I think is a good call.
Yeah. I mean, this dragon puts both teams on soul point right now.
Yeah.
And because they're so...
Oh, big catch out. The Jinx caught out. Able to pop her QSS again, but does not look like she'll be able to live as the Ignite is able to take her down. Leona picking up the kill. Big damage coming down from this Kog'Maw. Looks like he'll be able to pick up double kill for this Leona.
ADC is just trading highlight reels. Goes from a Jinx triple under tower to a Kog'Maw double. Like... Both ADCs here putting on a clinic.
Yeah, very well done. And they're gonna run up to Baron, which is, I think, a smart move. Got 20 seconds left on death timers. The only person up is Ornn. It's just been a back and forth brawl.
Yeah.
Stopping for a quick scuttle.
And I'll tell you what,
come to this Baron.
prior to this Baron, the gold is within 1,000. This
For
is
30 minutes, close game.
hella close game.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where it's just the
Oh,
stolen by the Jinx! Oh my god.
Get out of town. Are you kidding me?
What is this game? What is this game? As we see, I believe that's on every member too. Of No Squares.
It's on.
It's on the Jinx. Doesn't
Zach
look like it's
doesn't
on.
have it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's on the Zac, so maybe not every member.
Warren's
on the
got
Alistar,
it.
not on the Galio.
Galio doesn't have
Okay,
it.
so
Alright,
on
it's on
three
three.
members. Only on 3
So
members.
I guess it could be worse, but like not by much. That's
I mean,
pretty bad.
My goodness.
That's a big sad. For Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah, that's when you ping your jungler smite.
Yeah. Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimmsdale Dimmadome, but not Baron buff.
Yeah, the Dimmadome is in Dragon Pit, not Baron Pit.
Yeah, Dragon Pit is the Dimmadome. Baron Pit is
the square
is
of
the no-no
no-nos,
square.
yeah.
It's the square of no-no.
Exactly. Zac coming in here, a little bit far. Forced to flash away. Mordekaiser ulting onto the
Now
Zac.
Zac's stuck.
Yeah.
He's just sort of running back and forth around the
Yeah,
circumference of that Mordekaiser ult.
Mordekaiser also hanging out with his team. He's like, oh, we'll just hang out in my little area.
It's also funny because I don't think he really had to move. He's just like, well, I'm here. I gotta get my steps in. Like,
Yeah,
might as well.
he's ticking up his Fitbit.
Yeah. So this tower is not long for this world.
No,
I
it
think
is
they can try
not.
to combo here.
Aggressive plays
Galio
coming
has
out.
ult.
Kog'Maw having a lot of damage coming down. Sejuani almost falls. Sejuani is gone. Is the Kog'Maw also falling here? It looks like the last member of Doug Dimmadome has fallen.
Jinx straight up ignores the front line, just walks on through and just beats Kog'Maw to death with a bunch of rockets.
Yeah, QSS is still up for her. She was in no danger at all.
Yeah.
That is absolutely game.
This was so close. This game,
fun, close game.
knife's edge. A great game. So excited to see what happens game 2. Huge Jinx play from DJ Dice. Special shout out for that Baron steal.
Massive.
Huge play.
Massive.
Boy, was that close.
Oh my goodness. My heart is still racing from that Jinx play. That was so very clutch,
dude.
very clutch.
That was nutty.
Let me get the stats to be shown here on the game so that we can see the graphs up. Jinx, just a ridiculous amount of damage there. Doing almost twice as much as like the next member on her team, which is to be expected. Just how much gold was being funneled into her. Mordekaiser a surprising amount of damage as well, at least in my opinion. I thought the Renekton would have more, but it would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, once the mid game ends, Renekton just sort of builds Bruiser and like gracefully fades off into the distance as Kog'Maw and Mordekaiser do all the damage. But that Jinx popped the hell off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the ones that you definitely wouldn't be able to predict from the beginning. Very interesting and fun game. We are now waiting. We have a little bit of a break between games. I will update the scores and the sides, as I believe it was No that was able to pick up the win there.
Yep, that is game 1 going over to my No square. Doug Dimmadome, the hatted, drawling mogul of the Dimmadome, spends 30 minutes trying to touch their No square, and No says, no, and takes game 1. So we have a member of the community, good old No Name, who's gonna jump in for a little bit and break down what we just watched. Hello, old No Name.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So.
Any big thoughts? I know you were real hype on that Alistar pick.
Yeah, I was really hype on the Alistar pick. I really liked Nono Square's comp. I have to say, I think I really like both comps. I gotta be honest. But I like Nono Square's comp more because it's such a classic hyper carry structure. You got Jinx and you got the 4 tanks that just peel everything for Jinx.
Mm.
Not always the most effective because if Jinx dies, then you're out of luck for a good amount of things, but very fun. But I love the Alistar pick because it's something we never see in the LBLCS. I'm sure it's probably been picked before, like a couple times maybe, but it's such a rare support. Because like you have, if you need a tank support, you go Nautilus. If you need like Enchanter support, you go whatever.
Or like Braum
Everyone
or
has their
something.
picks. Alistar is like
Yeah.
never one of them.
Yeah.
But Alistar was so terrifying for a Leona and a Kog'Maw because if Leona E's, Alistar has his Q ready, and Kog'Maw's Kog'Maw. If an Alistar's on him, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
So I was just such a fan of that Alistar. Like I said, we don't know what their pick and ban order was, but regardless, it was such a fun pick to see in action, just because it's not something that we get to watch very often.
Yeah, that was, and I wonder if Nono Square for game 2 runs back a similar type comp. I wonder if Doug Dimmadome says, you know what, one of those things that you ran, I think, is the key component of what you're trying to do. So we want to get it out of there, whether it is, Ornn or Zach or Alistar or the Jinx, or if they both say, you know what, we're gonna run back similar comps, both of us. I think we just, we got you in the next game.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing to think about. I don't know how the switching of signs is going to affect the drafting phase, because now Nono Square has last pick, so they can kind of sit and wait and watch better. But if Dimmadome wants the like Ornn or something, they can't. They can only ban it. It either goes if they want to first pick it, it's theirs. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Nono has to ban it.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know what about the comp that Dimmadome's really floundered with. I think it was an interesting game to watch because Dimmadome's made a lot of plays early, which was impressive. But once they got to that dragon fight and the game sort of turned in the favor of Nono Square, then you kind of had this issue where whenever there was a team fight, it was much more difficult for Dimmadomes now once the game was re-evened. So we'll just have to wait and see. You never know what's going on in comms. You never know what they're thinking about what they can't face or like what gave them issues.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's definitely tough because it's tough to talk about the second draft, both because of what you just said and also because we didn't see the first draft. So like it's always going to be hard to like see what those adjustments are. But I think you're right. Like it's really up to them to decide. It's so much different to watch it than to feel it in game. So whatever they were feeling in game, like this was the thing that gave us trouble. Like this was the thing that was like the biggest problem.
Yeah,
is what's going to be that gets to that.
with,
I forgot to invite. I got it. Sorry.
Okay.
We see bands starting here. Soraka being the first band.
Interesting. The thing with the comp that Nono Square won is there wasn't really one champion that made it happen. I think like the Ornn is probably the strongest just because he's Ornn.
Mm-hmm.
But all the champions, were solid picks on their own. Ornn, Galio, Zac, Jinx, Alistar. None of those are champions that are just weak.
Yeah. Interesting Yasuo ban here.
Yeah, I am intrigued by the Yasuo ban. Do we
Right.
know if anyone on Nono Square plays that?
No clue.
Okay.
But right now, neither of these bands sides indicate that they're looking for something targeted based on game 1. Oh, there.
There's the
Okay,
Galio.
so here comes the Galio. I do think
Okay.
Galio is a huge problem.
I think
Not in terms of damage, but he was always there.
Yeah, Galio had some meaty ultimates.
Yeah.
They weren't dealing damage, but they were hitting a lot of people, and it was disrupting fights. So
that's first pick Ornn.
Yeah,
huge priority pick.
I think that was a really smart way to deal with the comp from last time. But I don't know how No Square is going to react to that, because like now that you've picked the Ornn, you've kind of denied them that. You're
Yeah.
giving them the opportunity to deal with it. So this Irelia pick, if it goes top into Ornn could really struggle in laning phase.
Yeah.
And like Ornn's good regardless, but if you shut him down enough, it feels miserable to play him.
Tell you what though, No Square not subtle at all with their team identity. The first pick Zach, you're just like, you know what? We're gonna come at you, and if you can stop us, we'll see.
Yeah.
Zach doesn't really have a lot of subtlety, and he doesn't really have too many sort of like his champion identity is I go in and I bounce around.
Now, who did Dimmadomes have as a jungler last game? I don't
Sejuani.
remember. Okay, yes. So I'm gonna be interested in seeing who they pick here, because I think I like Sejuani as a champion, and it was a strong pick, but I think it doesn't apply enough pressure to the Zach.
Yeah.
Which can
I think something like a
issues.
Trundle could be really cool.
Trundle could be really good. I'm trying to think of junglers that would synergize with Ornn, but none are really coming to mind right now.
Honestly, huge brain. Ready? Trundle Vayne. Because then you have Ornn Pillar and Trundle Pillar. You have scaling. You can condemn Zach. You can skirmish around in fights.
I feel like Jarvan Vayne might be a little better.
Jarvan Vayne too. Amumu.
Okay.
Not really what you want, but this is actually a time where picking Amumu is pretty safe. Amumu's biggest weakness is that he is just a chump and a half early game in the jungle, and it's really easy to invade on him and mess with him, but Zach has really no interest in being able in doing that. So I think Amumu's not a terrible pick here. But again, they're a little short on damage in this draft right now, so their ADC and their mid have to be. So we don't know what they want to do yet.
No Square picked the Alistar again. Before I got to say anything, I like Leona, and I think picking Leona is fine, but I think the flaw with picking Leona here is that you've left yourself vulnerable, because you have 3 tanks and you need to get your damage resources. You know what their AD, like the other team knows what your AD carry play is. They can ban it out, and now Dimmadomes have to figure out like how they're going to find their damage sources with 3 banned AD carries in the second ban phase. Where if they picked mid lane and left support open and like picked bot lane last or something, I think they would have had more flexibility and a better time picking their bot lane, even if they ended up going with the Leona.
I think that's fair enough, Reed. I also think that like support, and we see this in professional play a lot, that support is actually one of the most valuable counter picks you can have.
Yeah.
And I think that that's true even no matter what ELO, like support really is going to be the thing that swings bot lane more than anything else. Not the ADC, not the jungler, it's the support.
And I think by that same logic, the Alistar pick came out a little early, because we have no idea what AD carry they're going to pick. And if they have someone who's more slippery, Alistar is good at getting lockdowns on people who don't have mobility options.
Yeah.
But if
like
an
Ezreal here, Tristana here.
And Ezreal can E as soon as he sees the W starting.
Yeah. And Tristana can buffer it with her W.
Yeah. So even those weak mobility moves can kind of struggle. Their Alistar can kind of struggle into those. Of course, he's still good against the Leona. But I think it came out a little early in that regard. And I think if they waited longer and they kind of saw one of those light mobility AD carries, because they do have last pick, they could have picked a Braum and blocked the Ornn ultimate and had the Braum for laning phase against this semi-mobile AD carry. Yeah. But that's just my read on it. I still, like I said, I still love the Alistar. We don't get to see it.
Well, they picked Varus, so I think Alistar's great in Varus Leona.
I'm curious to see what the final picks are. So we're missing mid lane on both sides, aren't we? Okay.
Huh. Nocturne mid. That's a blind Nocturne mid. Tell you what.
Wow.
That's ballsy.
I was going to say, that's balls in the walls, and I love it.
It's alpha.
Yeah.
So alpha.
Oh, I love it.
But that means, so if they're doing Nocturne mid with this, the Varus is on hit, right?
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, they have no late game damage.
Yeah.
And I love I love this. I cannot tell you how much I love this Cassiopeia pick.
I agree. I think Cassiopeia makes this. I think Cassiopeia rounds out their team so well.
Yeah. I think Nocturne is going to have a miserable lane.
I think Nocturne's gonna have a miserable time, and it's going to be very difficult. Like Cassiopeia is going to stuff him in the early game, and like have that consistent damage that you might lack with a pick like Irelia, or depending on how Sivir does with a Sivir. So it's very good in that regard. Either way, I like both drafts. I'm really interested to see how bot lane goes, because there's you have the Sivir and the Varus both have pretty good pop off potential. So if you get a lead either way, we could see a really interesting bot lane, and
Yeah.
those two characters could make a big difference. A top lane matchup, we have Orange versus Irelia. We kind of know who's going to win that one early. Mid lane, we have Nocturne versus Cassiopeia. Same deal.
Are we ready to get into the game?
I am.
All right.
I think so. But the thing, bot lane, we don't have that same surety. We know that Alistar's going to have the leg up on Leona, just because of, Leona can't have that same access to engage. But even then, there's so much room there, and we don't know how the junglers are going to play around it, that we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm interested to see how bot lane goes. But what about you?
I'm still thinking about this mid lane. Because there's a world. No, I don't. I don't know. I don't think this Nocturne's gonna have too much fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about how I would play it from the Nocturne perspective, and I think there's a world post 6 if it's frozen on your side of the lane, and she has ult down, and you spell shield her Q, and you have ult up, you can kill her, maybe.
That is
Um,
a lot of
that is-
uncertainty.
the thing with the Nocturne is that, like, maybe he's big braining it and we don't realize it, right?
That's true too. I could be totally wrong about this.
Maybe he noticed. He's there. He has to pick mid lane. He knows he can't get the counter pick.
Yeah.
Whoever this imaginary person is, and they want to pick something. They're going over their opponent's flaws from the last game, trying to figure out what they can abuse. And they know, like, they can't outpick them because the other person has a counter pick. But let's imagine that, the issue that person had last game was finding a way into the rooms. Now, I don't know how you come to that conclusion, because I'm pretty sure that last game that person was on the Galio. But let's imagine. So you pick the Nocturne to out-rotate them. Because even if you pick the Nocturne, and they're going to pick something into it, they're going to pick a ranged mage that's just going to stuff you, like Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
But Nocturne's going to have ult mid game. He's going to have accessibility to these ganks way better than Cassiopeia is.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I think, yeah. So like the lane's gonna be miserable, but yeah, like you said, the ult's gonna be huge in the mid game. I think Nocturne's ult is maybe one of the most underrated ults in the game because it helps you set everything else up so much and is also just so annoying. Not being able to see anything sucks.
Yes.
Like I have no other way to put it. And there are certain combos that make it even better. And like Ornn ult with a Nocturne ult up is a nightmare. Like it's you're under siege, you're under fire, you don't know what's happening.
Well, I think Nocturne ult has come up a few times in this league, kind of recognizing how strong it is in this context of semi-casual fives, semi-competitive fives, however you want to sell it. Because that lack of vision is so terrifying, and that easy map presence is very useful in stages like this. So I think we'll just have to wait and see. But some of the sometimes you can use your ult on Nocturne and you'll be diving bot lane, but the enemy team didn't have finished vision on you before you hit ult, and so suddenly the top laner is backing up because they don't know if Nocturne is about to go on them. So there's just so much global pressure and all of these factors involved that really make Nocturne's ult that impactful. It's not powerful, but it's impactful. On these games. So we'll just have to wait and see, because I think that's a cornerstone of how you play Nocturne into this Cassiopeia.
And that's going to be one of the big things we're going to be keeping an eye on this game, right? Like you just said, that is one of the most impactful things in the game on both teams. So eyes are going to be on Glitty for his Nocturne ults. Doug Dimmadome in general, every player has pretty nice CC. Like even Nocturne Sphere. And I think that a full map blind is kind of like a soft CC in a way. So I think that they have so much. I think a big question mark that I have for No Square this game is the Aurelia. Not question mark like, oh, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I think they have a favorable matchup, and I'm wondering if this is a lane that they're able to snowball. Because Cassiopeia pre-6 can get some kills, but her mana is so tough. And Silver Alistar is not a kill lane. So they really want to accelerate this Aurelia. While on the other hand, Glitty wants to get accelerated on Doug Dimmadome, or accelerating Varus, like you said before, in the side lanes. So it's up to them now. Pressure's on.
Now, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
When you pick Nocturne there, how do you adapt Nocturne to build for the Ornn? Or do you just not?
I mean,
see the dilemma I'm having?
I mean, you could just go lethality. You could get Ghostblade.
True.
Right? That gets upgraded. Is Bork upgradable on Ornn?
Bork is upgradable.
So maybe you go Bork.
Yeah, that is a possibility. And that could help with the Cassiopeia.
Honestly, yeah. I think you either go Bork or you go Ghostblade. I don't think Black Cleaver is really the answer.
I agree.
And definitely, I mean, all right. If he builds an Infinity Edge and goes crit Nocturne,
I would love it.
I'll gift him a mystery
skin. Hopes up.
I will gift him a mystery skin after the win or lose.
It is possible to go Black Cleaver. I don't think it's easy or wise.
Yeah,
it is.
If you fall really far behind, I mean, it's not good. You never want to be in a position where you build it, but yeah, if you're really behind, maybe.
The catch is that the reason you would build the Black Cleaver is Varus. Okay, we know for a fact now that Varus has gone lethal tempo. He's going on hit.
Smart.
If you want to get that armor off the enemy team for him, so that he could just pound out that damage, Black Cleaver's not a terrible option. And upgrading it means that you increase the survivability from that health. You have that option to go in there and just apply a bunch of Black Cleaver stacks as soon as you can, and just let the Varus shred them while you distract. But I think that's a risky option,
Yeah, especially since on hit Varus is gonna be building Bork anyway. So I just also thought of you know what? Here's my other thought.
Yep.
Amumu's passive.
Yes.
Who's utilizing it?
That's a good question. Aside from Amumu himself, technically Ornn, but what I was going to bring up is, how do you incorporate Amumu into Ornn's passive? Because Varus is obviously the first upgrade. The upgrade is Bork.
Yeah.
Because he's not hit. But then from there, your options are Nocturne or Amumu. And if Nocturne's causing trouble, you could go Bork on Nocturne, upgrade that, or whatever. But if Nocturne doesn't have that item, if he's not building that way, and you have to upgrade on Amumu, what is Amumu's second item going to be?
Abyssal Mask.
Well, but Ornn's already building that. So then you have the overlap.
Oh, right.
It doesn't make it a bad
item.
Also
yeah.
But it's an overlap of the aura. So it's difficult.
There is.
Right.
Yeah. He could. Okay. If he goes Runic Echoes, he could go Sunfire.
That's possible.
But I mean, it doesn't feel great. I mean, there are two, AD.
It is possible that Ornn goes Glacial Sunborn, or Glacial Sunfire instead of what's the word? Sunfire Abyssal, just because of pressure from the Irelia, and then that would open more room for the Ilium to build Abyssal Mask, but then you're missing the very important MR against Cassiopeia on Orin for a very large chunk of the game. So it's just a kind of question.
Yeah.
We see a level 2, possibly from this Amumu onto this Cassiopeia in the mid lane. Looks like he just walked away, cleared a ward. False alarm, false alarm. I'm still hyped from the last game. From the last game.
Yeah.
Just some trading going on here in the mid lane. Fear comes out under the tower.
So Cass is exactly where she wants to be. Yeah. Although Nocturne's playing super aggressive, nice Fear, but trades back from Cass. I'm taking my sweater off. It's warm. Getting excited.
Oh yeah. These teams are making it hot.
I think I'm gonna head out.
Thank you so much
yeah.
for your thoughts and regurgitating your brain ideas.
Yes, that is what I do for a living. I regurgitate my brain. That's actually not true. I just do that anyways. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I hope this game is interesting. I will be watching from the sidelines.
Oh, it better be.
I'm sure it will. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Secret Agent, nice trades up there.
Oh yeah.
He did go. It's interesting that he went. Ooh, I'm so interested by the Secret Agent going Inspiration, getting those Mana Biscuits and Corrupting Potion. That's interesting to me. He wants to stay in lane. He wants to fight for a while, which makes a little bit of sense because Ornn can stay in lane forever unless he gets poked out. So maybe this is a response to that. Although he does pretty early pop 2 Corrupting Potions. Cassiopeia already popping her potions, but Nocturne already popping 2 charges of his. A little bit more value for Nocturne, just because they refill whenever he backs. Yeah. I'm fascinated by how this mid lane's gonna go.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a very fun lane to watch. I think mid lane and top lane are definitely gonna be, despite what the camera is insisting as of this moment, 2 lanes to watch. It's going to be interesting to see, like you said earlier, the Aurelia, how that's going to play out, especially with these biscuits trying to match the Orange staying in lane and this mid lane here. We saw early on the Cassiopeia just autoing down this Nocturne level 1, getting him down to like 1/5 of a health, forcing him to use his spots. But
yeah, and she's just going to push this farm lead even more. Because yes, Cassiopeia has mana issues, and yes, Nocturne can sort of heal back up, but like if she's being sparing with it here, like look at that, that spell shield was totally wasted. The Fear was okay, but
yeah, and I mean,
cancels an auto.
Oh, very aggressive.
No.
A flash forward.
Right.
First blood solo for this Aurelia. Very well done.
If he got away 1 auto off, that would have been so heartbreaking because Aurelia canceled an auto in bush. But all right, she gets first blood. That was really nicely played.
Yeah, very well done.
All right, so one of my big questions from Champ Select is answered. Can Aurelia abuse this matchup? Seems like yes so far.
So good. It looks like getting more damage down again.
Ooh.
Able to dodge the flame spitter. Doesn't get the brittle.
That as a solo laner, the best feeling is like getting a solo kill and then like winning or going kind of even in a trade when they come back in a lane before you've backed, because you're like, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna be fresh as hell, and they're already a little down. Like that feels so good for Aurelia. She's gonna back, she's gonna get
something.
I wonder if she wants to like go for Phage. Vamp Scepter, she wants to go for it.
Yeah, just gonna.
And then TP in. Whew. I wonder if she TP's to that river ward. Nah.
Being very patient with it.
Out. Wait, did she give a freeze? Oh my god.
Right in front of the tower, and the Ornn is backing.
Oh!
We do see
she's getting everything she wants right now.
Yeah, we see Nono looking like they're preparing for a good old dragon here. Just getting some words in though.
Good old dragon.
Just getting some words as we see the Cassiopeia backing.
Yeah. Both teams have actually a decent early dragon take, just because mid and ADC are like fine. Like Nocturne does a decent amount of early damage.
Oh yeah.
Cass does too, as long as she doesn't run out of mana.
Yeah, and we see her coming back to lane with this Tear of the Goddess. Forgot the name of it for a second, but Just coming back, so her mana problems are already starting to look like a problem in the past. Gotta still stack it up, but I mean a 6-minute mana Tear of the Goddess, not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, it feels good. As someone who plays a lot of Cassiopeia and a lot of Rise, those early mana items, it is so crazy how quick your champion goes from like, I'm gonna farm even, I want the lane to be frozen, I just want like not to interact with you at all, to like, all right, let's go, come on, bring it on, let's fight. Just from mana. It's not even like a scaling or an item thing. It's just like, oh, can I cast my spells? You die. Can I not cast my spells? You don't.
Exactly. And we didn't see it. The camera didn't pan over, but Doug Dimmadome able to sneak this dragon with just Nocturne and a Mumu. So they got themselves a good old Mountain Drake.
Cute little play. Cute little play.
Yeah, it was very nice. Very well done.
Yeah, no name in the chat. Those Aurelia items, bad day for Ornn. Yeah, this is basically, unless she got like a double kill on the jungler, got Cutlass, this is like a best case scenario for her. Ornn's, gamely keeping up in farm. It's really all he can hope to do here. But Ornn is one of the, that's the crazy thing about Ornn, because Ornn can play strong or weak side top lane, right? Like he has really good gank setup. He can kill you from like a third health. With his ult E combo or his Q ult E combo, or he can just sort of sit under tower, absorb pressure, and build items slowly without having to back. So if he plays this right, Aurelia might just end here.
Yeah, very versatile champion, which is exactly what they're looking for right now. It's like, oh, okay, Aurelia's gotten a kill. Okay, like you said, I just stand under tower now.
And now he's got a cloth armor, he's got a Bammy Cinder.
Yeah.
Living it up. And once he finishes Sunfire, there's not really anything she can do to him. Although until then...
Even with the tower shot, still a good trade.
Yeah. And Aurelia is just going to be able to heal up off this wave with her Q and her Vamp Scepter. I don't even know if she had to pop that pot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe she just wanted mana. Be safe. So right now, both junglers just content on farming. That's definitely what a Mumu wants to do, and a little bit of Zac, but I think Zac's going to want to get a little bit more into the mix. But to be honest, his lanes, like Aurelia's pushed, and Cass is tough to gank into a spell-shielded ADC, or AD... whatever.
AD melee mid laner.
Oh,
Ultimate popped, Fear comes out. Forces the flash away, a Mumu ult able to land onto it. Looks like there might be a little bit of trading going on here. Cassiopeia able to pick up the kill, and Mumu picking up the kill into the Cassiopeia in response.
Yeah. Cassio turns fights like that so well. Really well played. Really well played from Nocturne. Good timing and good synergy with the gank on the Amumu. Forces the flash and does get the kill. But a really clean Cassiopeia ult allows her to trade back for that 1-for-1. So both sides played that the way they should be playing it. And then both had, a little bit of a turn of the tables. Yeah. But if I'm Cassio, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out.
Yeah. Surviving one of those ganks is not bad.
Yeah.
Especially not surviving, I'm sorry. Being able to trade a kill. Yeah. During that game.
Being able to trade a kill and especially taking Nocturne ult off the map, right? Like by absorbing that ult and trading 1-for-1, not only did she get even gold, and the gold went on a Mumu, but she also saves her side lanes from threat of Nocturne ult for I don't know. I mean, damn that. God, that cooldown is so short, it's already halfway up. But,
Yeah. You see this
they don't have to worry as much.
Zac going aggressive onto this Mumu who started up the Rift Herald. Aurelia making her way down, Cassiopeia zoning out. Looks like Nono might be able to pick up this Rift if they so choose.
Yeah. And there it is.
There it is. I would assume they put it onto the Zac. Yep.
Playing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the farm lane I expected to see mid. It's so hard for... Ooh, a nice
little stun there. A lot of damage down onto this virus, actually.
Yeah, DJ Dice didn't even hit Varus.
Yeah, that was a good amount of damage.
That's crazy. Oh, wait, do we have that Sivir bug where we can't see her Qs?
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. But we see a gank coming in onto this flashless Nocturne who tries to pop a Fear onto the Cassiopeia, trying to get as much damage down as they can. As you see Varus falling very low, falling to the Ignite as Mumu comes in here, hoping to maybe try and make a little play here with the Leona teleport coming out from the from the Cassiopeia, who is super low health.
Uh-oh.
But a Mumu, or not a Mumu, Alistar falling to the Amumu from a tower shot.
Yeah. Those towers feel bad. I do like that they dropped Rift Herald mid. I mean, like, it's super early.
Cassiopeia ult coming out. Zhonya's pop tier, a little bit of an hourglass. Oh my gosh, something on my words. Amumu able to pick up another kill here. Looks like Leona's gonna grab DJ Dice, but he spell shields the stun.
Ooh, the E.
The E does not land.
Right.
A very impressive play there. Able to spell shield the stun.
And now Orange is trading back because this champion is fair and balanced gameplay.
Yeah, it's, what is it, 250 years?
200 years.
Just 200. Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't want to see what they whip up when they get that extra 50
Ooh.
years of experience. That's going to be something else.
Is that when Aphelios comes out?
That's when they're going to put out an ADC with 4 guns that do like 30 different things. They're also going to put out this support. Here's the thing. It just attaches to champions, right? And you don't have to do anything.
Oh, God.
But I don't know. I don't think that'll actually ever make it live.
Yeah, I doubt it. Yeah, it'll probably get picked up in PBE.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Someone somewhere will be like, excuse me, this is such a ridiculous concept.
I thought the point was to play the game. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we look at Vision here down on the Dragon side, there are a lot of red side wards. No is just... There's nothing they can't see on their blue side junk.
Yep. And that's what I like to see. I like to see pink wards, and I like to see even more pink wards in the inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Playing a very good Vision game here.
Very nice. Very nice. Ooh, nice little
Aurelia
stun.
continuing to trade up here in the top lane, dropping him down to just over half health.
Warren did finish on fire though, so that's a nice little spike for him. Nice spot to be in.
Nocturne and Mumu coming down, not able to make any plays because again, all of these wards just everywhere on this blue side.
But they're starting to sort it out now. They're getting rid of all of them here, but it's taking them quite a bit.
Yeah, they're thwacking away at them.
Just thwack.
Chopping down those trees.
Ooh, Ornn TP's top. Zac invading. Nice little invade while Aurelia has some pressure and Ornn's out of lane. This invade now. Oh no, I guess they see everyone. Yeah, Zac's pretty safe. Just taking these camps.
Yeah, he saw the Amumu bot, decided to come in. They're
nice
able to pick. They see the Amumu there. They see the They assume the Nocturne's there. He's missing from mid. Nocturne just coming to pick up a wave.
Very impressed by FX DDY's just general path and movement in the last like 2 minutes. That was like really smart, really well done. Yeah, can you see the Syracuse?
No, I can't.
They're invisible for me.
That's unfortunate. So
200 years.
Yeah, 200 years
small
of experience.
Indie company.
I can see the cast at the beginning, but I can't see the actual.
Yeah, I can see the cast, but you can't see the actual boomerang. That's funny.
A lot of trading going on here.
Ooh, she wants it.
Yeah, it goes in very deep. Goes under the
She's not
tower.
gonna get it.
Drops down to about half the health. Ornn popping his ult. He wants to go aggressive. A flash away. And Mumu misses his ult and his Q. Nocturne popping his ult. But that's in the mid lane where he's killed, actually. As we see a Mumu possibly picking up the Aurelia here.
Oh.
But
Aurelia.
Aurelia.
The secret Asian there.
Yeah. Aurelia going 1 for 1 there.
Yeah.
Picking up the
I
kill.
think if I don't know what her Q cooldown was, but I think she could have queued around the minions a little bit. She doesn't have Triforce, so it might not have one-shot them, but you heal a little extra when you Q, and it might just been a cooldown.
It's possible, yeah.
It's possible.
Very, very possible.
What is Cassiopeia building second? Is it Sonya's? Don't think it's Banshee's.
Could be Zhonya's. Would do pretty well when the Nocturne comes in on you. You just pop the Zhonya's and tell your team, hey, come to me.
Boy, Cass really wants Leandry's though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those invisible Qs are trippy.
It's just where'd the health go?
Yeah.
Which stinks. I was really looking forward to some pizza delivery puns, but
yeah, no.
But
you're not gonna get
yeah.
been robbed.
Yeah, I guess the pizza was 30 minutes or later. We're not getting it. That's the best one I got right now, and it's just this is what Riot has forced me onto. I believe they can see the queues in game. Otherwise, there would probably been a pause with a restart. At least I would hope. Unless Doug D is just trying to big brain it and be like, no, we can guess where the Sivir queues are. Dragon coming up in 7 seconds. We see Nono posturing, kind of zoning out the bot lane here. As we see Zac going in aggressive down in the bot lane, able to land his Q down. A massive WQ comes out from the Alistar, able to pick up the bars. A lot of damage coming down onto this Zac as Nocturne comes in. The flash brings him into everyone. Sivir running away as best she can, pops her spell shield, but not able to get out. As we see a flash coming out from both the Nocturne and the Zac, but the Cassiopeia is there to pick up the Nocturne as they chase down. The Zac passive is popped as we see Cassiopeia doing her best to try to turn something, but unfortunately not enough. As the Zac passive comes back, he comes alive, but he falls again as we see a 6-1-1 Amumu this game.
Damn.
As we see both
Couple
sweepers.
Of things there.
Yeah.
Cass misses her Q in that fight right at the end, and it might have been enough healing to let her live, but I think her mana was maybe too low. Yes, that is the zone, yes. When Alistar came in, I was like, this might be a little much. I don't know if they have enough damage, and then he just blew up Varus, and I was like, alright, never mind, I'm wrong, I don't know anything.
Yeah, I believe the Ignite is what picked him up.
Yeah, Aurelia's gonna get this tower.
First turret gold.
She's 3-1.
She's massive.
She's gonna back. She got that first turret gold. If she has enough to get like a Phage or a Sheen right now, like finished component, I think there's gonna be some real trouble on the map for Doug Dimmadome over to the Dimmsdale Dimmadome. What does she get? 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 What does she get?
She's just chilling.
She's just. Does she know I'm?
The suspense, the Phage.
Oh!
They're going Black
Phage,
Cleaver.
and she's going Black Cleaver. Not. I would prefer to Triforce, but I will, you know, live her life however she wants.
Yeah, Nocturne looks like he might be getting collapsed on here by the Zac and the Cassiopeia, but he seems to be just walking out just fine. Gets a little bit of a slow from the Q as we see Sivir coming in to join the party. Able to use the Blasting Plant to jump over to the Wolves. Zac's following. Doesn't land the knockup, but able to kind of catch him out, and yeah, that's just a Nocturne picked up as the 4 of these members collapse onto him. Doug D says, we'll get a little bit of damage down onto the tower for that, but not much else.
Not much else. Mid tower looking real low on the side of Doug Dimmadome. I think Cass is going to want to just shove this in. They're going to get Rift Herald. They can either break it at Rift Herald or Cass, gets the Q, just nicks him. Real nice. That's the best. Honestly, there's nothing like the dopamine hit you get from clipping someone with a cast Q and feeling that movement speed and being like, oh, I'm just gonna spam some E's on you. It feels nice. A nice freeze here.
Yeah, very well
You
done.
love to see it. You love to see it. Look at this. Freezing it up. They know there's no objectives on the side of the map. They can just freeze.
The ult comes out from the Varus, getting a little bit of damage down. Amumu comes in, he pops his ult. Looks like the Sivir will be falling as she will. Alistar flashes over into the Dragon Pit, running to his mid laner for safety. Herald is popped topside as they see a bunch of people down in the bot lane. Looks like they'll be able to pick up this top tower. Possibly get a lot of damage. Yeah, possibly get a lot of damage down on that top lane. Ornn pops his ultimate.
It's just preventative. I don't think anything can come of it.
The cast still comes out. A lot of damage
Knocks
down.
out ult.
Knocks up the
Not who I expected.
Zac. Yeah.
Oh, but Zac didn't see anything.
Leona is there. Zac's able to get out actually with his E as Leona is being chased down. Ornn able to pick up the kill there.
It's a nice shutdown. That's a lot of gold.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's
Looks
that mid turret.
Yeah, Cassiopeia able to pick up this mid turret here. Zac and Ornn here in the able to knock him out of his E. He's a little bit caught out of position now. He's picked up by Fatty G. Varus here.
Oh.
You hate or love to see it, depending on who you're rooting
What
for.
a great play.
And absolutely intended.
Yeah, totally on purpose for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ball is still in No Square's court. This is their game right now. They definitely have the momentum. They have all the towers. They got a 4K gold lead almost. They are down 1 dragon, but I mean, it's a Cloud Soul, so it's
meh.
it's whatever. I think Cloud Soul is much better for Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah.
As a team, like for sure. Their ults are like
Ornn,
they're a
Amumu,
very
Nocturne,
ult-reliant team.
Yeah. Yeah, Amumu putting in a lot of work over
Although
here
I will
on
say,
Dougie's side.
Cloud Soul on Amumu is basically useless because like its movement speed after you cast your ult, his ult roots him in place.
I thought it reduced ult cooldown.
It does that also, but like the soul is you get extra movement speed after you cast your ult, and it just does nothing for Amumu.
Oh, that's
it's really good for Ornn, Nocturne, and Varus though.
No kidding, yeah.
And Leo.
Alistar running around here with this misses his Q knockup. A lot of damage still coming down from this Cassiopeia.
Yeah, Cass has 2.5 items. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, right before the dragon spawns too, forcing the Leona to back. That's a lot of CC and engage going back. 20 seconds. We'll see if she's able to make it back in time for this dragon fight.
Cass gets the blue ward. I know I'm like a huge like mid lane bias because that's what I know the most and that's what I play. But like, boy, does it feel good getting blue buffs on Cass.
Oh, they're going aggressive onto this Alistar. No ults popped yet. Teleport coming in from the Aurelia. Varus picked up by this Cassiopeia. Aurelia coming in, does not able to land her stun onto anyone. Looks like Amumu will be picked up here. Leona popping her ultimate, not able to hit anyone there. Cassiopeia stuns.
On everyone.
Yeah. Leona flashing away, and what a beautiful series of events here for Nono.
Cass flashing over the back of the Baron pit to ult and murder Varus was hella stylish.
Yeah, that was the highlight. Last game, DJ Dice was he was pulling out his highlight reel, and this time, Down is like, no, it's my turn. This is my highlight reel. No picking up the bot lane turret here most likely. Maybe not. There's only one more minion there, but
to clarify a couple of chat questions. Yes, they can see the queue, the Sivir queue in game. It's a spectator only bug. Where you can't see the Sivir queues, but you can see it as a champion in the game. It's not an issue for anyone other than people watching. Honestly, think it's better on red than blue team. I'm still gonna disagree with you, but I believe in your ability to have that opinion.
Nocturne ultimate comes out as we see this Aurelia able to, or the Ornn and Nocturne able to pick up a kill on the Aurelia. Aurelia able to pick up a kill onto the Nocturne.
That was a nice turn.
Yeah, very well done. Doing very well in these 2v1 situations.
Those are not your chickens, Zach.
Yeah. Get your KFC somewhere else. Is Cassiopeia coming in with a lot of damage here. Able to stun up this Leona. Zach's passive is popped. Varus behind the tower. Forced to try to stay safe there.
Well, Zach's got Warmog, so he's going to be...
Zach going in. Able to get a little bit onto this Ornn, but we're watching this Cassiopeia who's got a lot of damage down onto him. Ornn ult is not able to get popped due to some CC, I would assume, as they're chasing. Not able to get the knockup onto it, but the Amumu Q will slow him enough to possibly get this Varus to get the kill. Able to pick up the kill with the Q.
Pretty impressed by Hooklash/'s Alistar, though. 2 games. Pretty clean both games.
Yeah, very well done.
This Cass is huge. If she lives these fights,
they're starting the Baron.
We're watching a whole different game, but
Mumu
getting picked there hurts.
Yeah, with the cast down, they say, okay, we think we can take a fight with you. Come at us. Ornn going aggressive here.
Yeah, Ornn's only job here is to zone people, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, Nocturne taking a lot of damage from his Baron. Zach's coming in.
We see
they are able to pick it up. Zach is in the pit. No passive teleport coming in from the Cassiopeia to try and maybe clean up a little bit of this fight as the Nocturne passive wears off, but says, oh no, I have a Leona and a Mumu over here. I have to run away. But she is able to get out.
Now.
Yeah.
They get the Baron. They 1 for 1. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely worth for Doug D here.
Doug D. Doug D.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
old no name. I think it's better on blue. My man.
See, Mumu
It is
heading towards
completely
the
useless
bot.
on a Mumu though. The movement speed. Yeah. So here's my thing.
Hot take,
I
hot
think the gold is still in Doug Dimmadome's favor. The damage, like the index of damage, I still think Doug Dimmidome is way ahead between Cassio and Sivert. Like, and this Aurelia is pretty fed. But this Amumu's huge, or sorry, no square.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say, I
Doug
think that's
Dimmidome, yeah, reverse everything I just said. But
aggressive
Doug Dimmadome
knockup coming
got
up
the
out
drag.
here into this
There's the
Cassiopeia. Ornn ult comes out. They're looking to go aggressive onto her. Able to get the ult off. Amumu flashing forward with his ultimate. Zac knocking him up under the tower. Cassiopeia able to get down a lot of damage here. Leona is here to maybe try and get some CC. Amumu picked up with the Zac smite. This aggressive play unable to play out, unfortunately, for this Doug D team.
Varus picks
Zac
up
going in
a solo kill, though.
aggressively. Kind of getting a slow onto the Ornn. Varus is coming down now.
Yeah, and Siver's dead. Varus?
Ooh.
Whoa!
That's an interesting... Leona able to get an ult onto this Sivir. A little bit of damage coming down from this Varus. Varus should be looking to hit her, and he is able to pick up the kill there. Zac gets out. Alistar. Too many A's in this game. Alistar picked up as
Fatty
well.
G is going Super Saiyan now.
He is. He's got that two items.
Yeah, and he's gonna pick up 3 soon once he takes this tower. And kill the blue buff!
We see Assassin Ornn come out to play. Picking
Leo
up the kill on the
says,
Zac.
alright, you get the kill, I'll take the blue buff though. I will say one thing that I noticed in Champ Select that I didn't get a chance to talk about was how smart I think the Varus's pickup of Exhaust is. I think Leona wants to go aggressive, so I think the Ignite's fine on her. I think the Exhaust on Varus is so good for the Aurelia in particular, but there are so many carry threats on the side of No Square that the Exhaust is going to be really helpful, and it shows because he uses it in that 1v1 against Sivir in the mid lane and picks up a huge kill, and then comes and cleans up the fight because they don't have any to carry. So there's not a ton of damage on the side of Doug Dimmadome, but Varus is providing what they do have.
And with that, they're able to pick up their first 2 towers, able to pick up another dragon.
Yeah. And the mystery of the Amumu and Nocturne Ornn items has been solved. Amumu did go Abyssal Math, and Nocturne went Ghostblade. So, mystery solved. Mystery solved.
Good job, gang. Mystery gang. We're starting to see the split pushers heading up to their topside roles. And we're seeing the other members of these teams grouping up 4 in the mid lane. Pretty standard 1-4. Although, just clearing vision for now. And there's not really too many objectives besides towers, obviously, currently on the map, so I think we're just going to see a standard 1-4 coming out here. Aurelia pushing up, Nocturne catching the wave.
So Aurelia's split, though, is really drawing quite a bit of pressure. It's pulling all of Doug Dimmadome down to that side of the map. And seeding mid lane Prio. Not that mid lane Prio matters, because at the end of the day, there's no objective.
Leona going in aggressive onto the Sivir. The spell shield does not block anything. Sivir pops her ult to get everybody out of there. Varus getting a lot of damage onto this Alistar. Alistar having to use his ult to get out of the ult of Varus, but he goes in a little bit too far. Cassio pops her ult, able to pick him up. Amumu pops his ult onto the Sivir. Sivir is still alive, though, as the Ornn goes in, able to pick up a kill. As we see Alistar coming back into the fight as Aurelia comes in to try and clean up a couple of kills here. And absolutely does. That's a 4. That's a 3-for-1. Sorry.
Varus steps forward a hair too far. Gets Cassio ulted under tower. Nothing he can do. Super well played there from No Square. They get a 1-for-3, and they're going to pick up mid tower. Now, thankfully, if you are a Doug Dimmadome fan, no objectives are up on the map right now. So while that was a tower and a lot of gold and really well played from No Square, there's nothing they can take immediately. Now, Baron's up in 30, but that's going to be a 5v5. So both teams are going to be fresh for this Baron. They're both resetting. They're both coming back. So, yes, No Square is ahead because they're going to be resetting with more gold, but there's not going to be a man advantage. It's still going to be a 5v5 around this Baron.
Yeah. We see Sivir heading towards the bot lane here, so maybe not quite a rush to Baron.
Maybe not. Yeah, I would put Aurelia bot right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but maybe they got a lot of vision.
Show that wave really quick and rotate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sivir just wave clears so freaking fast. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And we're seeing Doug D now trying to get some vision control onto the Baron here. All five are here. The party has begun. Let's see who shows up to it. All right. Conceding a little bit here, letting them get a little bit of vision back.
Yeah. Although bot lane, let me take a look at this wave. This wave is
going in aggressive. Forces the flash out of the Cassio. Is a little bit deep, able to walk out.
So Cass flash down, Amumu ult down. Two pretty important cooldowns, honestly, for a no mobility mid lane carry in the late game, and an ult centric jungler to have both of those down is going to be really impactful. Nocturne splitting bot does not have teleport, so maybe they're conceding Baron for Dragon Soul and bot tower.
It could be. Looks
but
like
they have such a fast take on No Square.
Absolutely. Orno coming out here. We're watching Leona also coming out. Sivir is stuck. Amumu going in. He doesn't have his ult to pop at the moment though. We see a lot of damage coming down here. It looks like the Baron is picked up by the Amumu, which is huge as we see Nocturne still in the base, pushing. Gets the tower. They do not have Baron enhanced minions backs, but he's able to pick up an inhibitor and a tower. He has Baron along with Varus.
Another huge Baron steal for a team. Like I mean, we're switching sides on who's stealing the Baron here, but that's 2 games in a row with a big Baron steal. And I think that, I mean, No Square played that really well up until they lost the Baron, because Varus is really their main source of damage, especially with Nocturne not there. So Alistar just zoned Varus off the entire fight. Varus was just autoing into an ulted up Alistar, which, you know, takes forever, and by that time the rest of the fight is lost. So it looks like No Square is going to still come in and look for this dragon. They're going to get it. It's uncontested. So both teams on Soul Point. Doug Dimmadome with a bot lane inhib down, and Baron on how many people? It's on Amumu. It's on Nocturne.
I don't believe it's on Amumu. Is it on Amumu?
I could be completely wrong. It's not on Amumu. I'm sorry.
I think he died during the fight right after he got it.
It's just on Varus Nocturne.
Yeah, just on Varus Nocturne. Which, I mean, if you're gonna have it on just 2 people, I think those are the 2 people you're gonna want it on. The split pushing Nocturne.
Nocturne's been the one sitting in side lanes.
Yeah, the split pushing Nocturne and the Varus, who's just gonna be standing next to minions mid with his beefy frontline in front of him.
Yeah.
I mean, so again, we have no real objectives on the map. The inhibitor bot's side is down for no. Let's see what these teams do, as I believe we should be getting into another standard 4-1.
Yeah, I think they might just NA ram it down mid, because honestly, outers mid and top are still up. They got Baron. They might just want to ram it down and try to get.
Yeah. Oh, this turret
It's
is
money
gone.
in the bank, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye. Cass gets double buff somewhere? Now, someone's got to deal with these supers, and I don't think it should be Zach. Nocturne splitting top and Aurelia following. Zach bottom means that Doug Dimmadome might try to make a play mid here. Zach can get there. Aurelia has TP, but
Cassiopeia ult is still down, which is very cool.
yeah, it's just up now. I think they missed their window.
The Cassio flash?
Oh, I thought you said ult.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I meant flash. If I said ult, I meant flash. Yeah, the flash is still down. It's got about a quarter of its cooldown still left. This
Doctor does get top. It's good. And Baron's gone. And Baron's over. So they get 2 towers off that Baron. I think that's okay.
Zac
They see the
charging
Zac.
up an E.
They don't
Gets
see
a little
the
bit of a
Zac.
slow onto the Ornn. Forces a flash out of him from the Aurelia stun.
I think they can keep going.
There's a lot of supers in the base currently. They got 2 supers in the base. Sivir is backing to go clear those waves. Cassiopeia also backing. This could be bad if they decide to push up the mid tower, but they decide to back off.
I don't think you need Cass and Sivir to push these waves. I think Sivir has 3 crit items. Those waves are gonna melt.
Yeah, I think they're gone. Sivir just with an insane amount of wave clear.
Yeah, I don't think Cass got any of that. Cass is on 5 items though.
It's true. She's a monster right now. And I believe her flash should be coming up just about now, so now is when Nona is going to want to be looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Well,
and Sivir's got executioners now, which is pretty good on just to have, I guess. I don't know who's really healing that much. I guess Varus. Sivir's a good person to spread executioners though, because the W is just gonna bounce around. So it is easy to apply for her.
Yeah, both teams just playing the vision game right now. Clearing, placing, clearing, placing.
Yeah, nothing really matters for at least a minute and a half when Baron respawns.
Dragon
but
also in a minute
minutes.
20. Both Dragon and Baron spawning at pretty much the exact same time.
Wait. Oh, I was looking at the wrong timer. Yeah. Yeah, they're both up. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah, it's confusing. I'm not a big fan of the red-blue.
Yeah, I talked about this the last time I was casting. It doesn't even match the aesthetic of the map and the overlay.
Yeah,
like
no.
someone just threw this together.
It's not the best, but it's just a small indie company. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, small.
Looking to get a little bit of a trick here, hoping that someone will come in to this jungle. And it looks like Alistar's Zac. It looks like they're gonna find some people here. Mumu flashes forward, gets an ult, going in on aggressive onto this Alistar, who is falling slowly to this ignite. Looks like the Cassiopeia is still alive, doing a lot of damage here, but eventually does fall, as so does the Alistar. Zac ease away to safety. Aurelia running away as fast as she can. Exhaust comes out onto her. Varus able to pick up an 800 gold shutdown on her, and it looks like they might turn their heads towards the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, it's up in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Doug Dimmadome's looking to get this Dragon Soul.
Yeah.
They might even be able, death times are long enough, they might be able to just immediately take Dragon Soul and run to Baron.
Yeah, it looks like they might try to go for the inhibitor while they grab the dragon as well.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, they can definitely do, it's like you have 3 options, Baron, Dragon, Inhibitor. Pick 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I think the Inhibitor is not a bad option. If it works out, they can do it, but Sivir has really cool wave clear.
Yeah. And with a Leona Varus, you know, it's possible to pick up the kill there. Varus picking up a blue buff. Looks like they just concede
Yeah,
the
just
inhibitor.
reset.
Yeah, just like, hey, let's play it safe. We're winning fights. We have we have Soul. Elder will be coming up soon. Not soon. 5 minutes and 39 seconds, but we see Doug D heading towards the Baron, looking to get some vision down there. As that's the big objective currently on the map right now. Nono having some pretty good vision around it. One in the Baron pit, one behind. One in the bush, right off to the side of mid lane. No, looking to get some mid priority. Cassiopeia might be caught out here as we see both the Nocturne and the Leona ult land onto her.
That's good.
We'll see how this plays out. Maybe that can be a miracle play here. Leona does not land her E onto the Zac. Aurelia lands a stun onto the Amumu, but is picked off by this Amumu and this Nocturne. It looks like Doug D is going to be going for this Baron.
Nocturne spends 40 minutes doing whatever they can to just sort of claw their way into the game after having a miserable early game, and then helps pick a cast mid with his ult.
Ornn ult comes out. Amumu secures the Baron from this Zac. Zac dies, his passive not popped. As we see Nocturne chasing down the Sivir, who's able to pick up the kill onto the Nocturne. It's something. but is it
Yes.
enough?
Damn, this game is another barn burner.
Oh yeah. Okay, we see the Varus at full health, the Amumu near full health, Ornn at full health. Baron on all 4 of these members. It's just the Sivir and the Alistar.
An Ornn item.
Can No Square's bot lane hold off long enough? Both the Amumu and the Leona going in aggressive there. Looks like Leona is able to walk away actually, as Ornn is just kind of slowly hammering away at this inhibitor.
Yeah, that was close. Tower died. If that tower lived a little bit longer, one more tower shot I think would have killed Leona. And now Nocturne is pinging out Elder Dragon, which makes me think that they think the game's gonna keep going for another, 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like they're just playing slow. They're saying, hey, we're still winning fights. We're catching the people out that we need to catch out.
Exactly.
They're taking no risks. So again, no big objectives on the maps. Both teams just pushing out. Pushing in, pushing out. Placing wards, clearing wards. It's almost tranquil.
Yeah.
It's the calm before the storm.
Yeah, exactly.
We see the Nocturne heading up into the top lane, splitting up there. And Doug D saying, hey, we want to break open all of your base. We want everything to be open. Let's grab top.
This is always such a tricky time to be shot calling and to be making decisions and plays, because like one wrong move.
Yeah, it's so late in the game.
Way, even though they have Baron, even though like it doesn't even matter, because death timers are so long at 45 minutes that like if you get an ace and there's enough people still up, like the game just ends.
Yeah. Nocturne picks up that tower top. Sivir responds heading up into the lane to clear the waves. Sivir back mid lane, clearing these Baron empowered minions. Nocturne kind of just hanging out in the back saying, okay, let's see where everyone is. Let's see how everyone plays. Looks like he's heading back top. Just a slow, very calculated game currently from the side of Doug D. Nono doing a very good job of turtling and saying, oh, and Mumu going in aggressive as Ornn pops his ult as well. Not able to get it off though. Mumu ult does fall, gets onto this onto the Sivir. Sivir is taken down. Aurelia now going into the backline, trying to get a little bit of damage down here. Does fall. Nocturne able to pick up the Cassiopeia as we see Ornn picking up the Alistar, and that's a clean ace.
GG.
And that is absolutely game.
That'll be it. That inhib's about to respawn now.
Split 1-1. Even if the inhibitor falls, I believe they'll still be able to kill it before death timers come up.
Yeah. GG's a 1-1.
Another 1-1. This is such a close
lead. Yeah, Econ is crazy. Well played to both teams. A 1-1. Yeah, shout out to Amumu.
Yeah, doing
so much damage. Doing a lot of work there. Doing a lot of work.
Yeah, Varus, and then Amumu. Not if you would have asked me who had like the most damage in the game and then the second most damage in the game, I would not have guessed Amumu having the second most damage in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of very crucial plays. I believe there was a Baron steal from this Amumu.
There was.
Very big in making sure this team came back. But
yes, there was.
If anyone on either of these teams is currently listening and is interested in coming in for an interview, just hop on into community. We'll pull you up. Yeah, we'll take anyone. I mean,
we are not picky.
We are not. We are so low budget. We will take whatever we can get. But just a quick plug, guys. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, which is linked at the bottom of our stream.
Yes,
we do
thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. We do upload games, so if you had a moment that you missed, or maybe you weren't able to make one of the games, these games should be uploaded onto YouTube within 2 to 4 days.
Yeah. You'll scroll down, you'll click-a-roo. And if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. You will get notifications when we go live. You will be able to participate in our community chat and meet our lovely community filled with myself and Xavier and Old No Name and all these lovely people in our league and in this game. Okay, we have a couple of
Yeah.
people in the game in the community right now.
Let's pull them
We
up.
have DJ Dice and Glitty. So we're gonna go with the win. Well, it was a 1-1. So
Just pull
who
up,
should we pull in
just
first?
pull up DJ Dice. He's just at the top.
Dice.
Just go alphabetically.
Yeah. Hello, DJ Dice, and
Welcome.
to the post-game interview. Congratulations on your 1-1, two super close games.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Trying to break that 1-1 cycle, but it's not happening.
I mean, I feel like most Econ League games go 1-1.
True.
It feels like it, but yeah, well played. That first game, you got your jinx. You stole Baron. What were comms like? What were you feeling after that?
That was a scream fest for comms. Everyone was yelling. Everyone was screaming. We felt, I mean, for a while we felt bad for their jungler because we're like, their jungler must be getting pinged right now. That is a rough thing to lose to an alt.
Yeah, well, I mean, he gets you back in the next game with a Baron
Oh,
steal.
yeah,
I'm sure he feels okay now. he's over it now.
He went hardcore second game. He wasn't letting us do nothing.
So tell me a little bit about your game 1 draft. So you drafted a pretty clear cut, like, this is Jinx's game and we're just going to engage and peel for Jinx. Is this a thing that you guys have practiced? Is this sort of like a comfort sort of style for you guys?
So pretty much what happened was we had to get a sub top lane that we haven't played with more. So we all just jumped on a bunch of comfort picks. And then we kind of just went with it, hoping it went well. After we did the draft, we realized there was a lot of pressure on me. So, I mean, it was pressuring, but we found a way. We came through for game 1 at least.
Yeah, I mean, and it worked. I think you guys played real nice, and that was a real clean win. Tell me a little bit about I haven't cast any of your games yet this split, so I'm wondering, who did your team have like a primary shot caller who's making these decisions and sort of the mid-late game for the whole team?
Well, we usually keep it on our top and jungle because, I mean, those are usually the big guys. Junglers decide when plays usually start, when to back off and stuff like that. Our other top lane is a big shot caller, but he couldn't make it today. That was
Gotcha.
really rough on us but those are our main shot callers for sure.
Nice. All right, Xavier, any questions?
No questions. Just congrats on the win.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good work. Any last words before we check in with the other team?
Yeah, any words to any fans?
Yeah.
Oh, to any fans, I mean, if we have any, just expect us to start 2-0ing some games. This 1-1's gonna definitely end soon.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good. All right, thank you so much, DJ Dice.
No problem.
All right, we're gonna pull up Glitty now. Glitty.
Hello.
First of all, I'm sorry that you had to spend 44 minutes and 44 seconds playing Nocturne into that comp.
It was not fun.
It didn't look like it. As a mid lane player, I strongly sympathize with what you just went through, but it all for the love of the game.
Worked out, yeah.
You got the W game too. So tell me a little bit about. I do want to start with that Nocturne pick.
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about sort of the thought process and the decision behind grabbing that pick.
So we originally grabbed it because we thought that their bot lane was probably the weakest of their team. So the goal was just to kind of camp bot over and over and over again. It didn't really work out because I fell behind pretty early, so we had to kind of like transition into a split push. And then once we realized that they couldn't really answer the split push later on, it was just kind of steamrolled from there.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a super. I don't know. That game was pretty touch and go for a while. Mr.
Yeah,
Zion
for sure.
with a nice Baron steal, which I think sort of
the Baron steal
the
into
snowball.
Yeah, the Baron steal into getting the inhib was gigantic.
Yeah, that was nice. So a 1-1 Who did
Sure.
you played? Who'd you play game 1? I can't remember.
Game one,
So
I
late now.
played Renekton into the.
Oh yeah,
into
I
the-
loved that pick. I was real hype on that pick.
I
In
enjoyed
champ
it.
select.
We kind of threw. I think we took some fights when we were ahead early.
Mhm.
We kind of underestimated. We had some kind of disagreements in the calls, whether we should kind of play safe and just try to choke them out with the lead we had, or try to press it.
Push it, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of one of the downsides of not having a straight shot caller.
Yeah,
But
so that was gonna be my next question because I'm very curious into. Chad is asking. It was Renekton into Galio. It was a
yeah,
counter
into
pick.
Gallia.
Was that a counter pick? I assume
Yeah. I
we
mean,
didn't see
so it
the
was
order
either
of the draft.
it was gonna be we were looking at Malzahar,
Mhm.
into all the tanks, but they picked the Galio and I didn't really feel comfortable with it.
Yeah,
I just picked AD into it.
I think. I mean, I honestly thought that both teams drafted game 1 pretty well. In terms of like what they wanted to do. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so game 1 we didn't see the draft. So
Yeah.
and so you said you did pick Renekton after Galio, which makes sense because it is and like Chief Keith says in the chat, it's a huge counter pick.
Sure.
But I'm a little curious about how game 1 draft went.
Game
Discord
one
link is directly below if you scroll down, by the way, Chief Keith. Sorry.
game one draft. We kind of noticed they were just going huge like beef mode with all the tanks. And we kind of figured they were just gonna go like protect the carry, and so we kind of tried to do the same thing. We had more Renekton for top and mid, so we figured we'd have more damage. Um, I mean, it worked out pretty well in the beginning. I think we just kind of threw with team fights, and then obviously they stole Baron, and it was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that is tough. So thank you for coming on. Xavier, do you have any other questions? Sorry, it is this is the latest I think
Yeah, this is
we've had a series. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
very late game. No questions from me.
losing my
Just
train of thought.
congrats on your win.
Sure, thank you.
Very well earned, very well done. Do you have any comments for any possible fans that might be lurking around in the chat?
I think you're just gonna have to ask them about the game. Don't really have anything to say. Just here to play the game. Fatty G is nothing without Desi D. Throw that out there. He's kind of getting a little bubble on his head, a chip on his shoulder. Just gotta knock it down every once in a while,
All right.
Oh no, super important. I agree.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. Have a great night.
All right. Well, thank you all who've stayed up way past your bedtimes and checked out these games. We appreciate it here in the LBLCS, but I believe it's time for us to sign off. Go to sleep.
It is time. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm Bigfoot. With me is
Xavier.
And we have been the low budget LCS.
Good night.
Good night.